Malungilo do songon me ada bela urugui trio ngani ate lir loren setiap program ra Ulkerreuil A Klengar. Ya silsa mal tuguet silsa mergit roguile ani aterul mal tuguet okyargi. Atanga adra mrigel atanga adra bela. Sola mangel adra mrigel mangel elanga a Chad Morris gamlara atrasku mrigel optira 12 students 16 student ngartiar elang. Etirga bekul sameret diblo oil mei. Elo betriar sensei. Bela telgibum la osekla adang ngi ratare telela aungil debel maungil emelel ma adialwal disela aklangar ar marat elngarngi. Ma tingul opening mit kelang msa Mr. Santy Asanuma. En tarak mal limos kerata telela Ulkerreuil A Klengar ratokor Palau ma adirek aigelbek ludengela arma ngi kelmangaran ngar Palau adirek ngani akman mui klau ngir ngi gire makmutiar mai gum sa sanche mo dal egum sangkal adaram bigel
malungil silsila legorgal guk mlonia telem loren setial el programa rikid ngaria atogol dilata tigarugul Palau Tkedesau mang kada adar Palau malunguda igal tingeda akorawal dia klisiel malubeng kadora blabo sa tora ngabar makadora alwi lo asekal togol Palau mu mal msisi etmol abelgul lengal ngira gabo roman bedora melgol asea kita mnamos mangre lo ase community sel dolgo lo ase atia community ma kadora wabla bol biotangre lo spera community mla oitia togor Palau belu ngira gabo mlo blokatak el smodia selngia mol el bulgula blu leng ndiaga adel mrara ikrela Palau maral mei ngara va malu ngara mlidiul emesanga Palau se community sel dora el mekme de que message ase belu el ang malgongira gabolo ase abelu aulung lemut lobrada belgul abelu agot belgor tial al edel el meliwekra tial utmel en kadamara igagidel magerroguil el ngarra alchela tial al edada kadamar ma kula gaburs malu kadamera ngolel alol amesa direk ligerroguil dellomala adellomala ma gargar magerroguil qalal rod ngal tial marogul klalul ngal tial ngara utum el direk al dospe esel gotel ngarba bringi arat el asegid el ngat makli segid el rungul o singel asi kemesada el mel kula blul ma agabur suma al ol mara al sela blul mol oriomela el mol akef se arngalela mara adel klul murtala al sel se ablu mangmal nglilutel gwa rodele arungul wasi india ngaga almutel mo obla arungul mutel lomtabe gal tor Palau len atterra kladrgit el atterra tel bloat mal mol el mongils modia senia swadel oi len ngatelo mesa ngat lidera chadel tiga ulte direk lo mais el mei ai gagid el molgo Tkedesau así Palau awalo omolgul gagid el togoera al sel maular ada samreal meri kedimo matergak kedimo dia destrir arwa Mr. Morris would not be interested to come to Palau because of the complete sense of community from the ocean and all the living things in the ocean coming to the land, and all the living things on the land, and most importantly, the people. And this what makes what we call Palau. Arbelau. Aqua di mo sige de dura kuka. Merong Uncle Mr. Chad Morris anga sensei Brobesong la School of the Trill Mill Bekel ngalga school soril msu batogora rolela aungil klangar madaw lobengela belu ma ada madaw maselungil Ulkerreuil A Klengar mitirga gidel ku merbela wal direg ku qura me ol ngaseur gidel lo mesra aungil lo msu bulo ase magadong todora aungil togora rolela tretere la bel deklela blu lo liga gidel kal el bladangal me soiso al ser abloaf metoalo lo ngaseur gidel مسمى أكرجيد مسبب أكرجيد راسل كورا ونيل الوالتلتلة لا أظن تمقلق كنا الجيد ما يجي النارين قال العسل أبلو هذا يجي تيال يوم مثل واسين بكل نمو بكل إلي ما يدليش بتنقنية تون تدل على اللي جملاف إيش البضو مسين يجي التغور على روليلا أو متمكللا أو Ulkerreuil A Klengar يجي دي موت تجيب المترقق إن مونيا سير نقودال Maganda kung tingul tiagi de kuka kumsanga sa leader Chad Morris, I will give you a chance to say your greetings and a little bit of introduction of why you're here. We want you to be here, so please tell our listeners the mission that you're here for.
Of course, I'm happy to. Thank you, Santy, and thank you, Bena, as well, for the invitation. It's always nice to sit here and speak on this program. Roanoke College has been working here in Palau since 2010, and we've been attracted to work on issues of NCD that we see here in Palau. We started off in 2012 bringing a group of students to look in Narlong and Narba Ed we went door to door in houses and had students conduct interviews with people. And we learned a lot about what folks, where food is coming from, and what ideas people have about solving the problems of NCD here in Palau. I've long said, including on the show, that it's American problems in many ways that cause the issue of NCD here. It's not going to be American ideas that fix the problem. It's going to be Palauan ideas, and we got so many in 2012. And one of them was a lot of Palauans have a strong belief that if we're going to affect NCD, we need to work with our kids. The children in the schools are so important to set the right message, the right tone of what is nutrition and what is food that is Palauan, and how can those two things be brought together in ways that do manifest the ties to the environment that we see as increasingly important. Always they've been important, but now Palauans talk about them with such pride, and so how can we bring that in? In 2015, we came back then and worked in the schools. We brought a group of students that worked in 4 different schools. We worked in Koror and Mayuns and Pelelu and Narlong, and we asked a lot of questions about what's being done not only at home for nutrition, but in the classroom. We talked to school children, we talked to parents, we talked to teachers, and learned a lot of great information. We were very, very pleased this last year to see that the legislature, UAK, and the president came together and set forth a desire to have new school health and nutrition standards. And we're very pleased this trip to be helping both the Ministries of Health and Education working together to go now to 8 different schools. We've doubled our schools. Pray for us. So we're going to 8 different schools now. We've added on Melikiak, and we've added Irai. We've added Palau High School and George B. Harris. All of these in addition to the original 4. And so we're going to be asking questions specifically about, again, what's happening in the schools and what would parents and teachers alike like to see in this new school health and nutrition standards. You see, it's one thing to create standards and create rules. We can do that all day long, but if those standards and rules aren't going to be in the hearts and minds of the households in Palau and the teachers who are doing the wonderful work for these children, then they're not going to be able to be advanced, and we're not going to see them be as important. So if our students do good work this week, we'll have a lot of great information. We'll have a lot of really important ideas from Palauans, and we'll also have a lot of real talk about what are barriers, what are assets to school health and nutrition in the household as well. And so we'll learn all of those things together and, of course, share them with the Ministries of Health and Education.
Sula Chad, thank you so much for the information. You know that Santy and I have been working with you for how many years already? And the students that come and go. But the thing is, it's so ironic that Santy, the Americans bring this canned food to Palau, and they turn around and come on an airplane and tell us, don't eat the canned food. Fresh fish is good for you. So why did you bring this canned food to Palau? It's just that we're, even our language, my kids, they speak better English and they don't understand Palauans. It's really ironic. Yeah. And that every day I learn a lot new things. And just the other day, Mother Sarah came over to my office with a phrase. She said that if your roots are deep and well stable, don't worry about the storm. You'll be fine. And then she asked me, okay, can you please translate this into Palauan? I was so happy to do that for her. Because then, now every day I think of that statement. And in Palauan it means, Sakuma risem. Aungil no regalel, engarat mo et mola. Eng malako bugi klayolt. Ayolt silving maldigora rege kaptas. Di mel marail. Hindi ka diyak makasak. Mal beto ka ngil tokor belau gigeten mo mdengi. You know, we have so much Palauan language that you really must use and must know what it means. Because when even Palauan songs, mal beto ka litak belau esol sa mal marang largit. Hindi dalbo litak la direct kyoreng se mal mo masarong kura adal milyo. Ngaugeru bea bayang tama el telo ngo samel mering lo tungi alab kama. Tilge ki der mustra kargel mer mai armlar o mangedlar. Ya silsa di wong ral murmi dera bitang. Ma armel na kargera so bakal dingling tokol mo badrang. I mean, I may say mal mlovang ok lemer ko engol asel memo ng ok lelu sitial tokor belaw mal muil tokor belaw. Embergo erulia hurungi mangalitak lang. So ora karger, hindi kitmol ay. Maso ang aral lela lius. Edi mereda dra iklel el logo dilbol me eda ay. Ang em aday mungkok sa bakal mo ang el mo mandi mangge kabalung. Ang maramakari kamang riyata. I mean, who would sit down nowadays and compose such a beautiful Palauan language that we all know? And these songs we learned in elementary school, but the elementary school students now does not learn these songs. They don't even know what it means. We've been talking about this, Santy and I, and we're thinking that we must protect and use the Palauan language fully. so that it won't get lost in our generation. So, are you going to send more canned food to us, or?
I promise you I won't. No, it is so important, and we look at other languages. We look at the languages of the Southwest Islanders, and we see what's happening in those places, and absolutely the importance of retaining Palauan language, because again, that's a tie. Like this concept of Palau, this is a tie that makes it easier to handle these issues like NCD, these issues like the drugs we see in Palau, and all the other issues that we start to see. If there's that foundation of understanding of environment and place on the planet and a foundation of language, it's so incredibly important. I wish I could say that in Palauan, but I'll get there one day, I promise you.
Chad, this overeating has become the way of modern living. It's not Palau, I suppose. I think the world over is overeating. The production, the processed food, these canned foods, and not only the canned foods like the French fries, pancakes, chips, and all of the sugar drinks. All of these things are being produced almost more than what the human population can consume, and that so people are driven to overconsume, overeat. Speaking of overeat, Palauan we have this very graphic language about overeating. So in the English we just say overeat, but in the Palauan language they say akti mangal meraw urak. I have eaten all the way up to the base of my tongue. I mean that's that saying, the Palauan saying, was a very good discipline. That even as the native Palauans didn't have knowledge of science and nutrition as such as we learn in the books, they had a very practical knowledge of on how we should partake the food that we are supposed to. Even the local food, if you take excessive amount of it, you're going to, it's going to affect you in a negative way. So it doesn't mean that, it's not canned food, it's not processed food, so you can eat over portion. So I think the portion is really important thing, and I hope all of our campaign that we will also have to really convince people that it's in also the amount of food.
Absolutely, I agree completely. I ask my students when they come to write a journal and to talk about things that are different that they've seen between what they're experienced with and here in Palau. And of course they come and they all come with money for food, and so they go to the local restaurants. And one of the more consistent comments I've seen this trip, and it's one that I had not seen as much on earlier trips, is reactions to the large portion sizes in many restaurants. And I won't name individual restaurants right now, but some of them have portions that have just in the several years. My first trip to Palau was in 2007, and so just in that 10, 11 years, I've seen portions in Palau in restaurants increase quite a bit. I have to imagine perhaps that's reflective of portions in homes too. Hopefully not to the same extent. Some of these are massive plates. But at the same time, if that's happening, then certainly that is an area where we need to consider. It's also very possible that we can do that with the schools as well. I know that the Ministry of Education has done a lot of work on school lunches and school food service, and so modeling good portion control in the schools is also a very good place to continue this fight against NCD. I think you're absolutely right. Whether it's healthy food or the canned cheap food. You know, the other point in that that people don't always think about, and yet we're all living it, is very often the healthiest food can be the most expensive food. Yes. Right, particularly towards the end of the week when the container ship's been gone for a while. You know, you're having to spend more money on the good produce. That makes a difference here too, and it's one of the reasons that so many people are interested in growing more food here in Palau and having more sustainable production via aquaculture or via backyard gardens or whatever it is. There are a lot of good opportunities here overall.
So this is your third trip?
Third trip with students.
With students.
It's my 12th or 13th trip,
yeah.
personally.
With the students. So let's talk about the schedule in Palau this time. Where do you start and how many schools are you going to visit? In what state would you go and talk to people about nutritious food and the control of overeating?
Very good. Well, for this trip, it's important that we're going to ask questions of people. We're not going to tell people what to do. I don't think it's a very good idea for the fat American to come in and bring his students and say, here's what you should do. It's just not a good move. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to understand what Palauans think should be done. We're using an approach to this that we call social marketing, and social marketing has happened in Palau for a long time. We're going to focus on assets associated with changes in nutrition in the schools and in the home. What is going to be most beneficial to parents and to teachers? We're going to look at what's keeping parents and teachers from engaging in that nutrition. I think it's fair to say that everyone we've talked to for quite some time in Palau knows what good nutrition is, right? They might benefit from help with faster, healthier recipes, that sort of thing, but they know what good nutrition is. And so we're going to be asking about, what's keeping that from happening, just as we have all the way along, and talking about how schools can help. So where are we going? This evening we're going to be at Ulkerreuil Elementary School. And conducting focus groups, always with parents and teachers this time. And we decided to put the parents and teachers together. And the reason we did this, I would never do this in the United States. In the United States, we worry about parents and teachers and do they communicate with each other well. And so we talk to them separately and then we tell them what each other said. In Palau, parents and teachers communicate wonderfully together. They don't talk about problems with communication, and I'm sure there are sometimes, but not nearly to the extent that we see in the States. And so it's wonderful to be able to put parents and teachers together because they are a team working for those kids. And so we're going to model that in these focus groups. So Monday, this evening in Ulkerreuil, and that focus group starts at 5:30. Tomorrow night, we'll be farther afield. We'll be up in Narlong tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, and we'll also have a team in Melikiak at 6 o'clock at the elementary school. Wednesday, Irai at 5 o'clock, and Mayuns at 6 o'clock. And we're dividing our group of 16 into half for these. The focus groups will last about an hour each. And Thursday, we'll be at Palau High School at 4 o'clock and at George B. Harris at 5 o'clock. And then Friday, we're very excited. We're taking the trip to Peleliu Elementary School on Friday. My students may learn a little bit about a World War II battle when they make that trip. And that focus group will be at 3 p.m. After that, then the students are going to work diligently. Maybe not through the entire weekend. They might have some fun too. But after that, they'll work diligently on a presentation for officials from Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education, and that'll be next week on the 22nd. That presentation, and then we fly out on the 23rd. Yeah.
We would appreciate it so much if you can share your findings. Santy is in charge of another school, and I will be working with other teachers on this one. So Just the other day, Mother Sar came over and taught me something. He said, if your roots are deep and well connected, you will not worry about any storm. Si Sakuma arisem at mola eungila orkadalil hindi ako magikra sa siliolt, hindi ako magasakla. And I'm just amazed at the Palauan language, the way they interpret these things, and the way it's so clear in my mind what it means to be, for the roots to be well connected. And I made it a point for me to learn more Palauan language so that my roots can be well connected. And so if the storm comes, I'll be safe. And the other day I was made my speech. I was going to go to Red Cross. There was a gathering for the Red Cross, and Santy is the chairman of the Red Cross in Palau. And I was going to talk about what is Red Cross is and everything. And Red Cross is one of those roots that Palau has. It's well connected, so if the storm comes, Palau would be saved by the Red Cross. Red Cross has been working in Palau for how many years? And since 1997, Red Cross has been in Palau, and it has saved so many people. When there was a storm, when they cannot find a house, when they have many things that they really need, Red Cross is there to help them. And Red Cross is one of our strong roots. And if it's tight and well deep, we need to worry about any storm that might come. So, tell us about Red Cross, Santy.
Chad, before I say something about Red Cross, I would like to also share with you the saying of the roots that Bena say. That's referring to the land. But there's also a saying that is referring to the water, to the ocean. And the Palauans have always been very observative of the bountifulness of the ocean. And that fishermen like me, I see that Bena is laughing very hard over there. When you go fishing to a bountiful fishing ground, you would mark it, especially the rock that is supposed to be swarming with fish. And so the Palauan saying is, Badudarat mola. Comes rain or shine, moon or no moon, when you go to that rock underneath the waters, you will always be sure to catch enough fish. And so Palau Red Cross have come to adopt that concept. The one that Bena used is for the land, and that the Red Cross have used that referring to the ocean, Badudarat mola. So we have we would like Red Cross to help the community Abalu, and that we refer to people. Red Cross amla modiagal dildula seselbol ngaria ayolt en mamagamadeng moringi en mong Red Cross ameto. Mlamo Red Cross have become a day organization. It's no longer a disaster-based organization. It's now a day organization now, and it is quite interesting that the people who work with Red Cross from the start in the 1862 saw that people were suffering. Now, over the years, up to 2010, Red Cross adopted a new mandate that on top of all of the sufferings caused by disasters and man-made like wars, we are going to help alleviate sufferings among the vulnerable population. And interestingly enough, when you say the vulnerable, this refers to people's health. And so we have been trying the Red Cross during the last two super typhoons that hit Palau. Guess what was one of our in our response to the community, El Morablu, Olngaseo. It was one of garden planting. We knew that the community was devastated by this super typhoon Bofa and super typhoon Haiyan. And so we say, like, if we bring them the canned goods and all of these processed food, ramen, well, that's going to be immediate and short-lived and maybe not so healthy. So we came up with UAK, Palau Red Cross, the Department of Agriculture, and the PCAA, and the PCC, the college. We all joined forces and tried to help the community by planting gardens. And so I would like to say that the Red Cross, with the help of the Council of Chiefs, have relaunched, or last week, May 8th was the World Red Cross Day. All the Red Crosses in the countries around the world celebrated this day. And then also last week, we were able to do an opening, sort of reopening of our office, because Red Cross for some years was slowing down in our operation, but we are now coming back. We are Red Cross mlalmu telmigis. Lobangela es el Executive Director Mayreng Sangabao, makmalolngite Tkedesau. Lo hacia mera o visirgi de mguk msri. Last week mlalin seguid el kora wala gegrel fundraising. Mtangari adul laba budil me magim mal merenga suli wa ye mal kloal ngaswira ure telure Red Cross. Endi direct ding la simra tirgel guk no dial subil mera mir sera gibom reker eru clock o bisa ding la asmerel mang algo rangaria de sesel lul de siura audou el ongaseu aurere da Red Cross agi mal madet muy le mir gamiu guk pema mga isela o bisrigi de lo asen ngara se del gutmok lo bangira adra bru mar volunteers magaw guk somel me other siang klemel mo emel mo blood donor malu mo o volunteer al guk kolbon ngaria a tautediu kais mru al sela blu kada guk spera a tige del volunteers
manung saul trigal teru ruba ke sola gora mal koltal gora mungila program mal interesting program. We thank you for your participation, and not only that, we are inviting you to come and close your program on the next time before you leave Palau. Just tell us what you did and what the people expect from the work you did, and we will have good fortune to wait for you in the near future when you decide to come back to Palau. Interestingly enough, I was looking at your schedule, and it's just not, Palau is sort of way ahead of the other islands in inviting and working with the other groups or universities and schools outside of Palau to be able to bring more knowledge, bring more new information, and the people like you yourself, Chad, would come to Palau and find new information that we Palauan think it's not important, but you think it's very important. Yeah, because you see it every day, so we take it for granted that, but it is important. Not only that, the Palawan language is very important. The names of birds and fish, and it's really trees, yeah. Atong tama, arsa lama, ugal lama, ador tama, arbot lama, agalela arma. You know, these names of trees is so much in Palau, and I really wish that my children would at least be interested to learn or write them down or something like that. But say your goodbye, and we'll close the program.
Well, again, I'm grateful, and the students are grateful to see so many beautiful things in Palau. Santy, you remind me of another saying that I suspect you've heard, talking about fishing, right? And as the saying goes, it's give a man a fish, and he eats for a day, and teach a man to fish, and he eats for a lifetime. And it occurs to me that is exactly what the Red Cross is doing by staying away from the spam and going with the fish, absolutely, and with the gardens and with the other good things you're doing. And of course, I'm very happy to come back as often as I can and to share. I feel as though I am simply a telephone line. I take Palauan ideas from one place and they go into other Palauan ears, and all the community can work with that. And I'm so happy to help and so grateful to everyone who has rolled out the red carpet for our students while they're here. It's a tremendous experience for them and always for me as well. Thank you so much.
Kadamaldi merenga saule ra chad el gukno sebe el mei el lolo se orgid el letel Klengar de Tkedesau am la modiagal dil togo el ngarbela o siksik ta Klengar gid ab togo al beo berger migera bekel blura do duro kelmer belao magada gado spe edira rudel ma gid gil sakla oy ma ay gid el direg el guk ngari gid el belao el mede el gado diol iba madadri magado guk tireg el ma uspe arwangi ragabo ma rubul belao ma masil belao el ma igal school ama gired el mutel wado lgisir belao ma alik abgis etia gidra lebelu raira al uleng merungu lo ase kadol oltrin mora blul adorogis a tirgel tiria ulbara ira al mei amle blagarang dis mang kita adra UAK ma Palau Red Cross ma PCAA ma PCC ma igagidele Ministry of Education ma Ministry of Health akita kuk tim lameng mai igagidel ngara rulegu ergid el lom aliura arngalged ma kidel ngara al selo ase me dlut el moblag arngud yaltae alagada sal metiga betogol ngara mangarang malubung udo endi dlut el mom aliura Klengar gid lol torgo kringin lol dobo bringi lol abaigel nya tretele da adre belau en kadala akmal ko gagar al mutel maklo le tiagid el gautialul mesra o ergida machada el adadu e arwa chada olion abtogol belura igaliuns el merbelau len ndiagal ngarang segid el tele da adre belau el mle eblagar ngudra bloaz awul marada semriari Kada di mo gora mataragakla. Mo dia do gora o blagarungu del مسموقرا السلا بالواف إن ما ذكر هذا السمريال المي ما أقبل او بنجلا تكدساو ما أتشاف أوليت راسي بول بلاغارمود إن سبعة
يجي تبلا لوتريكال تيروروباك ومكسنا هذا مولي مرخلو رالم ليك إيتي أتقول مو أتقول أتقول أكمل يوم قدال مو يتوضو دي بركون مول غاس قملي مروم تاو سنتيا مولي كدي ديول غاس هوي سولا لو ودي كلا بدنجم وبقيسنا توتا لعملو ترمم طبل ريجيك مولي يقرب لا يقول أتشكر أمرون لا تنغني قوار رول ngi di lo udi kala batangem sala mongge kerera lo agalan makang mo sebe ra plungur kau asi mo sebe ra plungur kau sala moru la ungil mo tugang ng mal sebem aje kita klum ra Ulkerreuil A Klengar ma Red Cross ma helpek organisation gira ramil lamut maklela patenge sala ruak lios lam tengah tergi rokui mabluwa derbelau sala kok mam solar care program